Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for coming over and viewing this video. It's well, actually, each video I suppose I could introduce as being the most recent in this series of little videos that I'm sharing about astrology. Um, and then the next one will be the most recent that comes out. But what I'd like to talk about today, having kind of spoken about the new moon and the full moon and the start of 2026. And the sort of things that we can expect in terms of astrological themes and how they'll show up in our day-to-day life is the Mercury Cazimi that we are currently in the middle of. So a Cazimi is a conjunction between the Sun and another planet, where that planet is within 1 degree either side or exactly conjunct with the Sun. And Cazimi means to be in the heart of. So So a Mercury Cazimi is where Mercury, okay, ruler of Virgo, um, Mercury and Gemini, and Mercury is in the heart of the sun. It's, in a way, Mercury's identity around communication and linear cognitive thinking, these kind of things. All of Mercury's characteristics disappear for a while. It's like a reset, yes? Um, Mercury enters this solar fire, not to dominate it, not to take over the sun, but to be forged by it, like it surrenders itself to the sun. And this surrender is an important aspect to bear in mind with the process that we all potentially go through over these next couple of days and following on afterwards, because it's a reset. Yes, it's a recalibration of how consciousness thinks on behalf of the future. Uh-huh. Um, our mental function, yeah, everything we think that's relative to what's just happened before and where we think we're going next, our mental function is momentarily realigned with our soul's purpose. And actually, if you look at the chart at the sky above us at the moment, what we'll see is a beautiful stellium of planets, um, very tight together a little while ago and starting to spread out as the faster moving planets move ahead. But you'll see within the stellium, there is Mars and Pluto, um, Pluto being a higher octave of Mars, or Mars being a lower octave of Pluto, and they represent the soul's intention and the soul's desire. So at this moment, and they're all very close to the sun, still I think Pluto is just 3 degrees of Aquarius, and the sun and Mercury are at 1 degree of Aquarius. So everything closely impacting each other. But it's a moment where we realign with our soul's purpose, why our soul chose to come here, to be born, to have the life that you're having, the one that I'm having. Um, it's an opportunity to release outdated narratives. Yes, our explanations, our understandings. Remember that our belief creates our reality. Yes. So those beliefs may have got us this far, and they will stay with us as long as we hold on to them, but they will only create the kind of future that we're already living in. And Aquarius, which holds this Cazimi, the sign of Aquarius, is happening at 1 degree of Aquarius. Aquarius is about liberation from the known. So this really is an opportunity to step out of this mental karmic loop that we can be caught into. Um, and as it happens, we're going to discover that our old storylines lose their coherence and their relevance. And without a wider understanding of the process and why this is happening, that it's happening at a collective level, not just an individual level. We think some crisis is happening in my life. Nothing makes sense anymore. All of the things that I rely on to hold the structure of my life together seem to be falling apart and disappearing. It's happening so that we can liberate, so that we can evolve. Now, this Cazimi is one of a number through the year. Mercury has usually at least sort of 6 or 7, I think, Cazimi's meetings with the sun because it's got a smaller, faster orbit. Yeah. Um, the moon technically has a Cazimi, a meeting with the sun to be held in the heart of the sun every month at the new moon. Yes. But we look at it in a little bit of a different way. And our focus today, for sure, is on Mercury and its effect. And this Mercury Cazimi is going to be it's going to be an initiation into something new. Yeah, something that has been working, growing, developing. The inner work has been happening under the surface. Neptune is going to be moving forwards into Aries. It's in Pisces and has been there at the last couple of degrees for a little while. And it's going to move forwards over the next weeks. And we'll start to see the kind of soul work that we've been doing emerging. And whether it's been conscious or not, something has been happening under the surface for everyone. And this is, I thought last year was the year for change. Last year was the year when all of the major planets changed signs. Yes. And this year is where they establish themselves and really start to push forward with their intention in terms of driving evolution. So we're going to be looking with new eyes, recalibrating how consciousness thinks on behalf of the future. And we're going to find it's not louder or faster minds that we need in order to step into something new, but it's going to be freer minds capable of holding complexity without captivity. Anyway, if you'd like to know more about this or see how it relates to your own chart, do pop me a message. I'm always available for chart readings, so we can set that up anytime you want. But have a look at what you've got in your natal chart, if you know it, in the early degrees of Aquarius, because that's where you're going to see this Cazimi. Yeah, and you'll find all the stellium of planets there, early, early Aquarius and back into Capricorn. So that's it from me for now. I hope you've enjoyed this and do look forward to seeing you across the screens again very soon. So blessings and much love.